You know what I mean? There's nothing that says you have that you have to say they're great. Samuel L. Jackson has produced more revenue than any other actor in history of mankind. You have to admit he's great.
Right.
Denzel Washington is a draw. Whether or not you like him or not, he is a draw. You have to admit that he's great.
Actually, speaking of Denzel Washington and Samuel L. Jackson, there was a discussion on Vlad TV.
Yeah.
Where Michael J. White actually said that, and I don't know what you think about this. You'll let me know. But he basically said that every role that Denzel has played, Samuel L. Jackson can play, but not every role that Samuel L. Jackson has played, Denzel can play.
I've actually seen that clip. I understand what he was trying to say. And
I agree with him, actually.
But I don't fully agree because I don't think, first of all, they're two different age groups. You have to remember something. Samuel L. Jackson started old.
Yeah, but I think they went to the same school, though.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, because if you listen to Samuel L. Jackson speak mostly, they were around the same time. They were around the same school, around the same time, in a way. Maybe not the same levels or grades or whatever, but it's like they were around the same time. But anyway.
Yeah, but I hear what you're saying. Look, Samuel L. Jackson has a higher sense of gravitas. I think that's the case. Okay. He commands a room better than Denzel Washington. But I think Denzel Washington has, like Will Smith, like Brad Pitt.
Star power.
No. It's a thing that George Clooney as well, where when they play themselves, no one can beat them. Brad Pitt, when he plays himself, is fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes he challenges himself and he plays like 12. The role he plays, the crazy guy in 12 Monkeys. Then he challenges himself. He produces something great. But most of the time he's playing Brad Pitt, and it's fantastic.
Right.
And it's indisputably great. When George Clooney plays George Clooney, it's fantastic.
I mean, which role has
George
Clooney played where we feel like he's not George Clooney?
I don't even know, dude. Three Kings is George Clooney.
Exactly.
Michael Clayton is George Clooney. I can't even think of one.
Daniel Ocean, Bruce Wayne.
The only time it's either he's goofy or he's serious, but he's always George Clooney.
Yes.
That makes sense.
No, it does. It does. For example, it's like Antonio Banderas. Same thing. Antonio Banderas always plays Antonio Banderas. It's always himself.
And what you do with it is what ruins the movie or makes it good.
Yes.
I think when Antonio Banderas is cool. Like in Expendables 2 or 3, they try to make him look like Goofy or something like that. And it came off as kind of lame.
That's the thing. When they don't take the project that they're working on seriously, that's what happens. Because funny enough, when he was in SpongeBob, he killed it, dog.
Because it's Antonio Banderas, yes.
He murked it, dog. I was like, yo, whoever's directing this SpongeBob movie is a freaking genius. Like,
got the best out of him. Yeah.
Like, I hate SpongeBob movies, but I love that movie just because of Antonio Banderas, dog. I was like, no, he killed it. But I guess it's also the same thing with okay, guys, if you're new, just know that we do like trivia stuff for like the first 30 minutes, right? So that's what's happening here. Wesley Snipes, same thing. Wesley Snipes, for me, doesn't really play Wesley Snipes everywhere. He kills it. But nowadays, I don't know what's going on with him. I just don't feel him anymore.
Dude, post-jail Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, post-jail Wesley Snipes is not as good as pre-jail.
I think that, the thing is, Wesley Snipes had an ego and a half in the past, dude.
Yeah, I think after he started making millions from Blade, things changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the end, basically.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate because, again, I love Wesley Snipes. Eddie Murphy, I think, is a surprisingly talented actor, too. I think he can actually do a lot. I think...
But I feel like 80s, 90s, early 2000s, Eddie was unstoppable.
Yes. That's because he was playing Eddie, I think. Then I think he tried to do other things.
Yeah.
And that kind of took away from it. Like, remember that weird one where he wasn't allowed to speak? I thought he did
okay with that. What was that movie called again?
A good movie itself.
Something about words. What words?
Yeah.
Where
80 words or something like that.
Yeah, I like that movie though, eh?
Yeah. But I would say the movie let him down more than his performance did, if that makes sense.
Yes. It's kind of like Meet Dave. You remember Meet Dave?
Yes, Meet Dave. I remember that one.
It's like a Star Trek parody, but instead of a ship, it's a human.
Yes. Classic.
But
he had a very weird phase there. Yeah.
He had a very weird. That's what I'm saying. Because for me, when I look at the Prince in the first Coming to America, I always feel like that is not Eddie Murphy. I feel like that guy and the prince in Remember the Time, Michael Jackson's Remember the Time, I feel like that's the same person. All right. Like that whole wise beyond your ear, wise beyond your ears. Sorry, beyond your years.
Hey, Dad, my ears are wise.
Wise beyond your years, extremely intelligent guy. You know, that for me was the Coming to America guy and the guy in Remember the Time. But then when you watch like Beverly Hills Cop, you see he's smart, but he's still Eddie Murphy. He's still very funny.
But it worked. 48 hours, Beverly Hills Cop. Eddie Murphy playing Eddie Murphy is still a masterpiece.
100%.
He can also play something else, and he got the shit snapped out of him in Golden Girls. He can play a bad guy. Remember when he was a vampire? That like
Wait, is it the Golden? You mean Golden Child, not Golden Girls? Was in Golden Girls?
Is Golden Girls one with Beyonce where he plays the
Dream Girls.
Dream Girls. There we go, Dream Girls.
Right.
Where he plays like the other singer. He should have
He killed it, didn't he?
Yeah, he should have gotten a nomination. He got a nomination, but he didn't win the award.
Yes.
He won that award.
Yeah.
Him playing a darker character. Comedians playing darker characters works 100% of the time.
100%. Jim Carrey is a good example. Jamie Foxx is a good example.
And we never got more of it from Eddie. He should have done more. And I think that's probably his agent's fault, or I don't know whose fault it is. But he could have done more with that type of role.
Right. Yeah, and not necessarily being the main protagonist or the center of it. I mean, like his role in Dreamgirls, he wasn't the main guy.
Yeah.
But
you don't have to carry the weight. Look at Jack Sparrow. You don't have to carry all the weight. It doesn't have to be you. It can be. You can just be next to the main character and then steal the show.
You see, that's the thing for me. Like I feel like Pirates of the Caribbean. Once Jack Sparrow started pulling the weight, for me it started really
dropping. Yeah.
And I think that's why they were very smart with Big Bang Theory. They knew that Sheldon was not going to be able to carry the show by himself.
Yes.
Because they knew that what's this guy? Leonard and Penny were the main characters, right?
Yes.
And then when they shifted, what they did is they made sure to give Sheldon a girlfriend.
Yes.
And then to give who's this guy? Howard a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right? And then also to make sure that Howard and Penny are strong as a couple. So they Chandler and Monica to everybody, almost everybody there. And that's what, because if you remember correctly, for me, I feel like Chandler and Monica were the first couple that really gave Friends an extra edge to make it more interesting and more. And almost every other sitcom that came after that tried to be Friends, whether it's How I Met Your Mother, New Girl, or Big Bang. They copied the whole Monica and Chandler thing, and that's why it works.
I can hear what you're saying, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I also do think I lost it now. We were talking about before that, we were talking about
rising Hollywood stars that never made it, or
never mind, I lost it.
I
was going to say something about shit. No, man.
I think we're just talking about this is before we were talking about Big Bang.
About Friends, no man. Big Bang Theory, yes. Big Bang Theory talks. I think another reason why Sheldon couldn't be the star of the show, and I think it affects a lot of character tropes, is the Spock type, is the Spock dilemma. I think I've discussed this with you before.
I don't think so.
One of the problems with Spock is that he has no emotions.
Yes.
Same thing with Hitman, Agent 47. If you have no emotions, we can't rest a show on your reactions because you don't have reactions.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Because you'll see it. I think I talk about it here in Die Hard as well. The power of reactions, which we've discussed repeatedly throughout our entire series. So if you can't react, then we can't use you. So Spock could never be a showrunner. I mean, a head of a show, and Thingamajig could never be a head of a show, which is why having a good actor matters so much as well. Yeah. If you can't react properly, then what are we doing here? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, but guys, that is our normal trivia moment before the movie starts.